I want to reconvene the 615th regular board meeting on this day, Wednesday, May 11th. We don't have anything to report out of closed session. And if you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome everybody. The sun's still out, so I'll say good afternoon. And thank you for being here today. As we will continue, we have an item, the approval of the March 9th regular board meeting minutes. Do you have a motion or additions or corrections?
Can we move the approval of all the minutes?
We can do that.
If
We
so,
have those for April 11th and April 13th.
And there's one more, the April 18th.
And
So-
April 18th.
Yeah, so
Okay, we going to make that motion?
I'd like to move the approval of the four different sets of minutes that are on the agenda.
You have a second?
Second. Linda seconds.
Moved by trustee DeMartini, seconded by trustee
Flores.
Flores. Thanks, Linda. I was going to say Linda, but I've been professional. Trustee Flores. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Can we go now to the report? And, before that, if anybody wishes to address the board, this is the time to do so on any item that is not on the agenda. And you have 5 minutes to make your presentation. If there's anyone that would like to address the board at this time. You fooled me, George.
Yeah.
May do so now. Anyone wishing to address any item on the agenda may do so when that item comes up. So with that, we'll move on to the reports and information and the Columbia College Science Program.
I'm first.
Light.
Yeah.
After this meeting.
From the back.
On works. Sorry, it takes a second.
No, I
It takes
Oh,
takes
okay.
a minute to warm up. But when we get to our new building, it will just be real quick. It'll be instantaneous. But
I
right
saw it
now,
over there. It's looking very good.
We can hardly wait.
Okay, so hello, everyone. Distinguished guests. Just a quick overview of some of the arts and sciences accomplishments over this last year. Do a little overview for you. Oh, by the way, I'm Joe Ryan. Some of you know me. Most of you know me. So we have the new hires that we're putting together. We have one in physics and one in chemistry. I'll go over their information a bit. We've done a really great job of finishing up a number of CID courses for transferability to the CSUs, and I'll go over a few of those, go over some of the new transfer degrees, and then some of our new partnerships, some with MJC and the local high schools. So the first hire you approved last time. It was Anka Huscher, and I'll look at my notes here so I get this right. Anka comes from us from Sonora High, so not too far away. She's a local Tuolumne resident. She's got 16 years of process engineer experience in the Bay Area at local companies. Very interesting dynamic in what she does with computer chips and things like that. When she teaches a lot of that to the kids. She has a master's degree in physics with a minor in mathematics. So it was a big need on our campus to fill that hole that we've had for about 5 years now. And in her bio, she says she loves to teach and inspire students. In her interview, I was blown away. at her interactivity. Everybody was engaged. I was watching the people on the committee. Everybody was smiling and interacting with her while she was doing the teaching demonstration. Her intelligence and depth of understanding of education is amazing. So she's going to be a great asset to our campus. And number 2, if I can get it to go.
She's not present in the audience, is she?
No.
Okay,
She was
that-
president last, she came when she was approved.
Okay, we got
So,
it.
and many of you probably have met her. She's done a lot of local stuff up in
I
our
didn't
county.
recognize her with a cap pulled down, so.
Yeah, that was the best one I could steal off the internet.
Okay.
The other gentleman is actually not from our area as in local, but he grew up in the Bay Area. He went to UC Davis, my alma mater, got his PhD there. I had never met him before. And he's taught at Sac City College, which was the first place I had a full-time position at. So it was interesting connection there. And he comes to us from Carroll College in Montana, where he had a tenure-track position for 8 years. And during his teaching demonstration, I was sitting there going, are we really going to hire somebody better than me? Because I don't know if you guys know, I was the chemist and now I'm the dean. But just amazing, dynamic instructor, high depth as far as his ability to teach inorganic, organic, general chemistry, and his ability to do the instrumentation that we got for the new building. We needed somebody to be able to support that because we spent the money on it. So he's going to be a great addition as well. I'm really excited that he said yes. Montana's kind of hard, tough one. So, on to the next piece. As you know, Columbia College is one of the smallest colleges in California. I think we're number 2 from the bottom, something like that. But when you take a look at the accomplishments of how we've created transfer ability of courses into the CSUs, we're actually about in the 60th percentile. So even though we maybe don't have the student body that a lot of other campuses do, we have some amazing faculty that have created and made sure that our courses are very portable for our students. This is going to raise our enrollments. So right now we have 119 CIDs on the books. And of course, I'm not sure we could compete with American River, though. 263.
Have her phone on?
And coming up, we have 4 mathematics courses that we'll be going through. You guys will see those after the curriculum approval process in October. 3 basic skills English coming on. And then I know these aren't arts and sciences, but Klaus and I work together on everything. We've got 6 fire technology CIDs coming through. We've got 3 culinary arts, 3 hospitality management, and 2 graphic design CIDs. And all of these will ensure that if a student decides to transfer, they transfer automatically, and they lead to the transfer degrees that guarantee enrollment into the 3 local CSUs. So we're excited about the next coming ones. So just, I'm sure many of you know, but I want to make sure, this is a slide I showed all the high school kids when I talked to them. If they come to Columbia College and take 60 units and take one of the AAT or AST degrees and then transfer to a CSU, they'll save between $12,000 and $17,000 for their 4-year degree. And that's a significant amount of money for the kids up in our area. And if they were going to go to a UC, and they think, well, I'm not going to use the transfer degree, but they transfer anyway, they'll save between $32,000 and $38,000 in that first 2 years before they transfer. And those are numbers from the state. I didn't make them up. That's a significant amount of money.
Tuition, not even room and board.
And so how are we doing on these transfer degrees? Well, we have 18 of them. I had notes, but apparently I memorized this. But I want to make sure it's 18 and not 19. It is 18. We have 18 currently available that will be in the catalog in fall of 2016. Although the chemistry one and the biology one, the state is lagging in their approval process. The students will still know about them, and as soon as they're approved, they'll know they can do them. And then we have 4 more coming on. So we have the art history, computer science, potential. We need 2 courses still, so that might be 2 years out. And then the nutrition dietetics is kind of a combination between hospitality management, culinary arts, and the sciences. It's going to be a really fun one to partner with. And then, of course, physics, because now we have a physicist. So, and that one's done. We just have to get it approved by the state. So with all of these, again, a student finishes 60 units at Columbia or Columbia and MJC, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about is how we're partnering with MJC for Oakdale area. And then they can transfer and get guaranteed enrollment into a CSU. So how are we partnering with our neighbors? One of the fun things we did was meet with all of the deans from MJC, all the VPs from MJC and the presidents, and the president, VPs, and deans from Columbia College. And we discussed some of the different options that we could start to partner more together and ensure that students who are taking classes at MJC and at Columbia College can register more efficiently. And a lot of that's going on, as you probably know. And we're going to be opening the Oakdale site at the Culinary Center there off of near the old Hershey plant. And we've got 11 courses planned for this fall. 4 of them are being taught by MJC faculty and 7 are being taught by Columbia College faculty. And when the students are counseled there, they get a sheet that has the Columbia College courses and the MJC courses and how they match. So they know what they're doing so they can take from either one. The goal is to get their first year done, all the GE pattern, and then they can finish their second year at MJC or at Columbia College, depending on how they choose. And so that's a nice cooperative effort that we put together. And then we have dual enrollment that we're working on with each of these campuses. The Tioga High School one is kind of a really neat model because they're up in Groveland, which is about an hour and 20 minutes from our campus if they drove. And so they have a room dedicated to students who are taking online courses from our campus. And they have a faculty member there, and the students are taking the courses. They get history or English from our faculty, but they have someone that helps them with the computer aspects on campus at the high school. Very cool model. Definitely going to do more of that. And I left off Oakdale High School on here, I just noticed, so there's another one. I just didn't have it on there. Sonora High is our closest one, and I'm going there Monday to talk with 22 students who are considering whether they want to take AP Physics or potentially take physics on their campus from Anka, because she taught there and they know her, but she works for us now because we hired her. And they'll get high school credit and college credit at the same time.
All
So,
right.
very cool. And last little piece, I know you guys are keeping an eye on our efficiencies, so we've been working together as a team, Klaus and I, where we can put together efficiencies of 15 FTEs per FTEF for the arts and sciences because we have multiple sections. And we'll do 13 FTEs per FTEF in the CTE. Combined, we're going to get as close to 14 at the end of next year as we can get. Now, we're at 11 and some right now. So, okay, I'm the kind of the one where you shoot for 14. If you get 13 and a half, that's still pretty good. So we'll see how we do. And that's it. Thank you.
Great. Nice.
Very good.
Yeah,
Any questions or?
Questions?
well done and interesting. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes,
How do
ma'am.
you determine which faculty will teach from Modesto, JC, and Columbia? How is that more or less? I'm just curious. I was just.
What I did was discuss with the full-time faculty who adjunct were closer to Oakdale that have been driving up.
Okay.
That's an obvious way to save on commuting time and making a part-timer happy. And so we filled in positions there, and then I called the appropriate deans down here. There's just one up there for me, but you got like 4 of me up down here. And so I called the appropriate dean and say, hey, I got a class, we're working on this partnership, and they would give me names of faculty that don't have a full load yet, and so we're using them that way.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Are you having interaction with Oakdale High School?
Yeah, actually 3 of the people at this new site actually were teaching at Oakdale High School and were moving their courses over because they said they would prefer to be with the guidance and the tutoring that we're setting up. And Brandon is talking to all of the Oakdale High School people, and Pedro is talking to Oakdale High School as well.
So can they take advanced placement units with you?
Actually, it's better than that. They take college courses from us, and they get college credit rather than advanced placement.
Good, better.
Yep. Other questions?
Any other questions for Joe?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Nice report.
Nice presentation. Okay, we move on a little faster here, and we come to the accreditation update from Columbia College and also from Modesto Junior College.
Okay, Dr. Buckaloo couldn't be here tonight, but she emailed me a report. Hopefully I've got it right here. As of today, we have almost 30 people who've completed the ACCJC accreditation basics. I think you probably all got a notice from Nate Reen, our faculty co-chair, who's trying to hit 100% of everyone at the college. And so he's having us all email our certificates to him so that he can create this boasting binder for the team when they visit. And he keeps reminding us on a regular basis, sending us the link and all of that kind of thing. The accreditation team meetings have slowed down because of the summer, but some teams are still meeting. There was a team that met yesterday, and but the work will continue over the summer, where the teams are starting to do some rough drafts of the work that they've done so far and some of their findings. And then when we come back in the fall, we'll start compiling that in a more comprehensive document. I will be meeting with the ALO and the faculty co-chair over the summer for periodic strategic, like what are we going to do throughout the fall, and set some goals of what we want to accomplish in the fall according to our timeline. And then the in-service and flex activities in the fall are going to be dedicated to accreditation and SLOs, and we're pretty sure that maybe one of our quality-focused essays will be on SLOs, particularly linking them to through the various levels, and then also how strategic plan, how it ties in with our, not strategic planning, but our integrated planning for budget development and setting priorities and things like that. So, so we have a plan, and we're working the plan, and I think everybody feels good about where we are in the direction that we're going. And we've gotten a lot of engagement across all of the constituent groups in the college, which I'm really proud of. That's going to be important to show. And that's the report.
Any questions for Angie? Brenda?
Good evening, Chair Roas, members of the board. At Modesto Junior College, we have spent the last month since I talked to you last tidying up our templates and linking evidence to them, getting feedback from the faculty and the staff. Our writing team is assembled. We are meeting tomorrow to establish some writing norms and a standardized approach to writing our first pass at our self-evaluation. The writing team will get some assignments. We'll start that over the summer, and when we come back in the fall, I think we're going to steal from Columbia that idea about having 100% of the faculty and staff do the ACCJC basics. That might be a nice initiative to start off the fall with and get them back into the focus of accreditation. Our templates are up, and that's about where we are. Any questions I can answer for you?
Any questions for Brenda?
Thank
you, Brenda. We'll go on and move up now to our contingency report. Student-centered activity reports. Anybody from Columbia? Anybody from?
They haven't emailed me.
No email. Anybody from JC, MJC?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
Students.
Students first.
Student first. Student
Students.
first. Student
We're all
first.
getting old already.
Okay. Okay. So we don't have one from students. That's all right. Okay. Faculty representative to the board.
Good evening, everyone. Wasn't graduation great? It was great.
It was.
It was. It was. And I want to report to you tonight on graduation. 125 faculty and administrators marched in at MJC. That was over 100 instructors and a little over 20 administrators. And there was great energy and excitement. Faculty were so proud watching their students. We ran out of chairs because there were so many of us. It was great. I do want to thank and give some praise to a few people tonight. First of all, I want to thank the classified staff who were very graceful and fast to get us more seats. They handled that perfectly. I want to thank George Bedrukas, who is here tonight. He has helped us this year in a variety of ways. He provided refreshments for the faculty before and the administration, and I think that was really good. He also helped me to contact all of the retirees, a couple hundred retirees of MJC, and we asked them to donate regalia as well as monetary donations if they wanted, and about 20 responded very well, and we combined that with about 40 caps and gowns that we already had. So we had a lot of loaner regalia, and some faculty told me that that made a real difference for them. It made it very easy for them and convenient, especially those who only knew that at the last minute that they could attend. So that was really great, and we appreciate George's help with that, as well as the retirees' help. That was exciting. As far as loaner regalia, Ann Shanto helps us with storing and delivering the regalia, and Jerry Wind, who is the YFA secretary, helped us with checking out and checking back in, and those two people were invaluable, and we really appreciate them. And but most of all, I want to thank the faculty. I want to thank all the MJC faculty who attended graduation in such great numbers, and I heard that Columbia College had a wonderful graduation as well. And so I guess the biggest thing I want to say to you today is that I really feel that we have a dedicated, professional YCCD faculty. And they are professional and they care about their students. And that's what I want to say tonight.
Any questions?
Do you have any questions for me?
Any questions from Michelle?
I just want to thank you for working on that and being so successful. Really, really appreciate your efforts.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to comment later too on the amount of faculty that attended, and you're right. The staff brought out those chairs, and we were really going. So it was really exciting. And Tom and I were sitting closer together. We could comment, "Hey, more chairs, more faculty." So that was great. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Academic Senate activity report. Who do we have? Anybody from the Academic Senate? Columbia?
Yeah, Wendy is out of town, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she didn't have a report.
Thank you.
Okay, we have visual aids, all right.
Come on, Doctor.
I'll give my report, but first we have something to say. I'm not sure if you're aware that there was a competition at MJC, a cook-off. At the end of the semester. I got a call around week like 12 from Jim and says, "Curtis, I've had it. I am in meetings all day. I need to relax. I would like to do a cook-off, and let's do it. And what I'd like to do is have a cook-off, and you put in $75, and I'll put in $75. That's $150. That will pay for a 3-unit class for a student." Okay?
Oh.
And we will invite faculty and administrators to come. And then I'm not sure whose idea it was to have this judged, but the administration of MJC, the vice president, the president, all agreed that they would be the judges. And so we also invited other people to donate. I mean, it was just a low-key, let's have fun, end of the semester, let's put this towards a good use. And we invited faculty to contribute and administrators and anyone to contribute. And so today we have a check that we would like to present to the board, and they are going to decide how they're going to do this and how they're going to give out the money. But before I give the check, do you want to say anything too, Jim?
I'm just really, I'm pleased that Curtis was willing to go along with this. It was kind of a half-brain last minute, hey, let's do this. And lo and behold, people came through. Administrator says, yeah, let's do this. Jill was really supportive. Our VPs were really supportive. And then I got an email from George Verdukas recently, and people just kind of said, "Yeah, this is fun. I want to contribute." So applause to everybody. It was really great.
Yeah. And it was a competition. The three judges did come up with a decision. Our three judges were the three vice presidents. At any rate.
Who won, Curtis?
Here's
Next.
The ag department came up with the appropriate award for the number one Cuban sandwich, and it was Curtis.
George, can you come up here, please? We'd like to present George, the foundation, with $1,000, which is what we were able to come up with to use as you see fit for students.
All right.
Oh, let's get a picture. Anyone do a selfie here? Or,
Why don't Mike is our representative, Trustee Riley. Why don't you get up there? He's our representative to the foundation.
Do you want to do the presentation of the award?
Get in there, yes. Aguanos. So they cooked and then sold it?
No, they just cooked and judged it. People donated. No.
All right.
next year,
Great
bigger
job.
and better.
All right.
Great job. That's the kind of
The
activity.
competition this time was Cuban sandwich, which was a throwdown. I grew up in Cuba, so it was sort of a lot was at stake. My honor was at stake on this one to make my claims. It's too hot in here. So let me give the report quickly.
Well, that's the kind of activity to bring things together for you guys.
It
That's
certainly
great.
did. It was a lot of fun. The judges had a great time. They especially said, "Can we have this more often?"
Yeah.
The sandwiches or
No, the sandwiches, yes. So I just wanted to quickly as possible, I want to call out some names of people who have been, from the institutional and the faculty point of view, instrumental to the success of our institution and to things that we've done over the past year. And the first name I'd like to call out is Michelle Christofferson, who took it upon herself this year. She came to me and said, "Curtis, I'd like to make my priority making sure that graduation is a success, that we can get faculty out there." Because she remembers, as well as I do, that when I first got to this institution, faculty showed massively. Something happened along the way. And she interviewed trustees, she interviewed faculty, she tried to get why they were not showing up. And we put an enormous effort into it. We send out weekly emails to the faculty, make sure that you sign out, why it's important. And I disagree with her numbers. It's maybe 125 people, but I counted more than 120 faculty there, which would make it about half of the faculty showed up. When I first got here, the deans told me, "You go every other year." In other words, the idea is that at least half of the faculty showed up every year to graduation. And it's really a very emotional time, at least seeing the final product. And that was part of my speech, to see the final product of the students. This is really what we all work all of us work very, very hard to do. But there's other people also behind the scenes. So thank you, Michelle. I really, Thank you. There's countless people, but the people I'd like to call are also our assessment coordinator, who just came on board, Nita Gopal. She teaches English, and she has been leading our assessment, the assessment at MJC, something that is key both to teaching and learning, but also for institutional well-being. The other person that I'd like to call out is Barbara Adams. I am not sure what we would do without Barbara Adams. I really don't. I mean, Barbara is the curriculum chair. She's been the curriculum chair for years. She is an authority at the state. There's nothing that Barbara cannot answer about curriculum. And her motto, as far as I'm concerned, is we can do it, okay? She facilitates everything that faculty need to get that curriculum through. Whether you understand it or not, every single course has to be approved at the state level. And that requires quite a bit of work by not only the faculty who are writing out those courses, but the curriculum committee, who needs to make sure that everything is done properly so that it gets accepted and then it transfers to a UC or a CSU or any other university. The last person I'd like to call out is Mike Smetshammer. There's sort of an English theme in this, because Mike also teaches in English, as well as Michelle and Nita. And Mike leads our online distance education program, and he has been instrumental in not only growing the program, but in training the faculty to do so. And right now, this summer and next fall and next spring are going to be particularly difficult because we're transitioning from Blackboard to Canvas. And that necessitates some sort of retraining of faculty. His courses are not just about Canvas, they're also pedagogical. Even though I've been teaching online for years, he sort of pushed me, sort of said, Curtis, I want you to take this course 3 years ago. And I said, Mike, I've been doing this for years. I don't need, it's just a technology thing. And I'm glad I did it, because it was the first time in many years that I could talk about pedagogical issues that not only impacted the way that I teach in the classroom, but also the way that I teach. I mean, not only the way I teach online, but also the way that I teach in the classroom. It's amazing. The new technologies have changed even the way that we teach. Whereas most of you who went to a college had to go and find things in a library, our students have instant access to information, information on demand. And that changes in some ways the way that you approach the classroom and the expectations. This is why we talk these days of flipped classrooms and different innovative methods to take into account that students can do a lot of that work outside of the classroom, and that we have to find new and innovative ways of teaching them, of bringing them on board. Even though there was graduation, the school has not stopped. We're a 12-month-a-year institution. We work all year round. And right now we have a very vigorous and very aggressive summer program. But also, in terms of governance, things keep rolling. And as Brenda informed, we're working on accreditation, we're working on an educational master plan, we're working on all the initiatives that we set out to do over the last year. And I may say, fairly successfully. There's a lot of work involved. It's not always easy in the summer to do it, but we're committed to doing it. And finally, the two things that are very close to my heart during the summer. One is that in next month, we start our first time in college course. We've talked about this before. We have scheduled 10 courses. The faculty that are teaching those courses went every Friday to a training that went from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2. We had a retreat last Saturday and Sunday in Oakdale. I guess we call it a retreat, but that's where we went to do the work. And we're almost set to begin the teaching. So also I want to congratulate all those faculty who committed all that time to not only the training, but the understanding that this is one of the initiatives that could potentially potentially be a game changer. And finally,
Curtis, if you think it would be appropriate, I would love to attend one of those classes.
I think it's very appropriate. Maybe I speak for myself, but I don't think a lot of faculty would mind if any of you asked them to show up to their classes. We'd love it when you come and see, their different styles, but it's what we do. We love it. So by all means, if you want to come into one of those classes, let's set it up. That would be fantastic.
Thank you.
And then finally, the retreat. We have 151 people signed up for the retreat. The retreat last year was transformational. I cannot overemphasize that. It was truly transformational. It got the ball rolling on things like acceleration, even FTIC. Even though FTIC had been there before, and that had been an initiative that had been very strongly pushed, and it's still being pushed by James. And we have a lot of things to do this coming year. Things like talk about pathways, continuing acceleration, the kinds of things that we understand will help with student equity, with student success, with student retention, and all the things that make us a successful institution. And that's my report.
Any questions from Curtis? No. Thank you, Curtis.
Okay, thank you.
Very good report. Okay, we have the LTAC. Do we have a representative from LTAC?
Well, they're probably in the other
Oh,
room.
maybe they come. There they come.
Standing room only.
Hiding in the back. Klaus Tenbergen, LTAC president. Couple of things to report out on which we achieved through our monthly telephone conference. As we have people here at MJC and Columbia, we're doing teleconferencing. We awarded our first scholarship, which is paid through the membership fees from our LTAC members at Columbia College. MJC will follow with their scholarship in September. $500 was awarded to a worthy student at Columbia College. We had discussion about floating holidays. There was an inquiry from one of our members, as well as payroll deduction issues. We asked to have the LTAC dues potentially deducted from payrolls, which was denied and so accepted. Then we have an inquiry from one of the members to revise our management evaluation forms to incorporate some language in regards to our accreditation visit. LTAC would very much like to put in place a vice president and past president, so we get some continuation established, which we're going to put out to the membership for vote. And currently, we also examine the benefits for our retirees. There were some questions in regards to the health benefits.
Klaus, could you tell us how much money you raised for the fire academy up at the casino? Because I think you did. It wasn't like a throwdown, but maybe you could challenge one of those guys.
Well,
because I heard you did flaming desserts and all other kinds of. Could you speak to that a little bit?
And I think they were intimidated by us because they didn't invite us to the throwdown. But maybe next year.
Could you?
We accept the challenge gladly. So thank you.
How much did you raise, Klaus? Because it was considerable, I think.
We did in total 24,500.
No, it's about
24,500.
And what kind of flaming dessert things were you doing there? Just to give them ideas.
Silly enough, they bought the dessert for 8 people for $1,500, something like that.
Yeah,
Plus we donated 2 dinners at different people's home coming up. So we had a little battle of 2 tables who wanted to bidding war. So then I agreed to do 2 dinners instead of 1, which raised another total of about $5,000.
Do you know how to make a Cuban?
Of course.
All right, just checking, just trying to set it up. And, I'll give $1,000 to the winning team for, I'll put that up for whatever winning team foundation it goes to. So we'll just set that up right there. So we got the winner of the Cuban. You can do a Cuban. We'll just talk about that later. Thanks, Klaus. we gotta get both foundations involved in, yeah.
Hey, that sets the bar pretty high over there, Curtis.
Did you ever live in Cuba, Klaus? Then we're pretty even.
Yeah,
There you go.
Maybe you can have a flaming burger.
Just a checking. Okay, thanks, Klaus. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
But any questions for LTAC?
Any questions? Thank you very much.